Alright, what's up everybody? This is the Nine Sharkman, and here's my battle. My first TCGO battle I'm going to be posting. I have a Reshiphlosion or Tyram, whatever you want to call it, deck. And I start off with a Cyndaquil and a Reshiram, which is pretty good. Except I just by default had clicked Cyndaquil because I didn't expect to get one of my two Reshirams because I don't have a complete Tyram deck. I only have one Typhlosion Prime and two Reshiram. That's why I have a Revive. But I click Cyndaquil and then notice I had the Reshiram right next to it. And then I had checked to see if I could undo it, but I couldn't. So I right off the bat I screwed up, and I knew I screwed up. But he sends out a lone Kangaskhan, which I had never seen before. Dizzy Punch looks dangerous, and the other one looks not too bad. It's a flippy attack. I'm not too concerned. But confusion's always an issue. So I decided to just get some damage on it to start, and also I'll be able to retreat it later as needed. And so he PCOMs out an Illumise for Buffaloant, I believe. And as soon as that happens, there it is, Buffaloant, the cheap version of Terrakion with Revenge. That's the not quite as good, but it's cheaper and easier to get, and it's normal type, so it's not bad. So down it goes, and he puts a Grass Energy on Kangaskhan. I think he has to pass here, and don't think he can attack yet. Yeah. So I Elm for my Kolava, which I decided to do this turn rather than last turn to make sure he didn't toss it from my hand. So yeah, and once he looks at that, there we are. Then I'll be evolving it this turn, just because I'm assuming I'll be able to either Oak to try and get it or PCOM next turn. And also I was thinking I'll retreat now, which since I have the energy, but then I realize I don't have the energy because I need Typhlosion Prime for the energy. So I just end my turn, and because I don't want my Reshiram to get confused, I undid that because, yeah, the confused Reshiram sounds like fun. So he smacks my Kolava in the face. I draw an Engineer Adjustments, which is absolutely useless when you have no energy. So I Oak, get more PCOMs, an N, and an Elm, which is nice, but 3 PCOMs right there. I just pass because I can't attack with 1 energy, and I'm not going to retreat again to make sure I don't get confused. He puts a DCE on that Buffaloant in the background there. He puts down another Illumise. I wonder if he just got that back or what. So I look through my discard pile to see if I have Fire Energy for some reason. I obviously don't, having only played a handful of cards. But luckily I top deck one, shove it on Reshiram so he can attack, and then I retreat because I have that Professor Elm in my hand. I can get the Typhlosion Prime and actually get a blue flare off this turn. So I pull my Typhlosion Prime, which is actually not prized for once. It tends to be prized when I'm battling. And once he looks at this card for a second time, which took a little while, there we are. I can evolve this thing and Afterburner my energy onto Reshiram for 10 damage. Definitely the best option here. And then I can get rid of Kangaskhan this turn and not have to deal with getting confused, because confusion sucks. So there goes the energy for the blue flare. And I'm expecting Buffaloant to come in because he can now use Revenge, I believe, with that DCE on him. But I'm not entirely sure. And he winds up setting out that Illumise, which I've never even seen before. So I decided to pull it up and look at look at what that can do, which is heal and a flippy attack. Down comes a Scyther. He Oaks, gets a new hand. I think he may have another basic that he plays. this turn. I don't really remember. I know he does sometime soon. Yeah, Snivy, there it is. I draw a Sharon. I decide to just play the energy rather than engineering, and I just N because I don't care about this hand at all. Uh, and it gets rid of his hand. I'm not sure if he has anything he wants, or I could have just given him a hand for all I know. But I got a Pecom and a Quilava, so I can trade this Quilava for hopefully my other Reshiram, assuming he wasn't prized. And luckily for me, it isn't. So nothing I need is prized for once. Usually something is. So down goes Reshiram, and I afterburner an energy onto it. I afterburner it onto the active one. It's like a blue flare. But then I realize without using outrage would do 40 damage times 2, which is 80. So I just use outrage and KO it in one turn. So I pull a dual ball from the prizes, which is nice. I could get maybe a Quilava or something up, or I could use a junk arm if I need to. I'm not sure what I'd junk arm for though. So he uses a card which I was about to look at, but I couldn't. Then I realized it said it over there, and I realize of all my cards, dual ball is the most useless because I don't really need anything else. This is all I need for the rest of the match. I'll wind up playing a few more cards as backup just in case, but I never actually use anything aside from these two Reshiram. So I did look at the Buffalo to make sure it can attack. Still confused why he has yet to send that thing out. Because, honestly, it should have been out by now. It probably would have done him a hell of a lot more good if he just sent it out. I also look at his other attack. It's Head Charge, which actually will do less than Revenge if it's a knockout, I believe. If I remember the card properly. So I decided to start setting up this second Reshiram because my first one's completely set up. So I just throw the energy on that. And then I just outrage again because Snivy has less HP than the Ilum is that I defeated last turn. It just goes down. And I pull a Rocky Helmet, which isn't too bad. So, yeah. He plays Practice. No idea why. Oh, he finally sent out that Buffalo too. So he's gonna smack my Reshiram. But it's not quite enough. But he uses Head Charge. He doesn't take the damage from it, at least. But I decided to play this Collector because I can, and it'll pull stuff out of my deck, so I don't draw it, and I don't need the Collector anymore either. So it's getting rid of Collector and 3 basics. I pull those 3, that 2 Cyndaquil, Vulpix. And you can see I have an Eevee as well. I have a 1/1 Flareon line as a cheap attacker. I'll probably be removing that soon, though. Hopefully, if I get some decent cards. And I decided to not play that Vulpix because I don't need Ninetales now. There's no way he's going to get to Typhlosion without a catcher. And if he does, I can probably make it attack soon enough. So, I actually just outrage and kill that thing. And that's it. It just dies to a 1 outrage because it's not a Terrakion. It's just a Buffalo. That's the price of being cheap there. Not having the extra HP. So he promotes the Maractus, which is another card I've never looked at because it's something that shouldn't be in anybody's deck ever. Something that can't evolve and just flat out sucks. So he pulls a Metal Energy, a special Metal Energy, and a Grass Energy from Interviewers Questions, which I find really odd because he doesn't have any Metal Pokemon. It's really strange. I have no idea why he has that at all. So I get another Oak. I play an energy on Reshiram. Probably should have put it on Typhlosion Prime just in case he does get forced out, but it doesn't matter much. So I evolve that into Quilava because why not? Then I PCOM for my Vulpix for another Quilava, so I just can show that I have more cards to attack with, I guess. Just trying to flaunt my deck a bit more, I guess. I have three regular Typhlosions as backup attackers because I'm really not because they're like they're kind of like mini Reshiram really, because they can attack for 120 for discarding 2 as well. And they have about the same HP, if not the same HP. It's just Reshiram's stage 1, or Reshiram's basic, I'm sorry. The stage 1, stage 2 thing has always been confusing for me. So he sends out Scyther with the Metal Energy, because that's all he can do. Takes down my Reshiram. Takes his first prize now, after 11 minutes. I top deck a Elm so I can get both of my Typhlosions, because I can, because why not? And then Blue Flare for the victory. And lag makes me click that twice. There. So play down that second one. Then energy onto it. I don't believe I bothered Afterburner though. Yeah, I don't. I just Blue Flare and that's the game. So yeah, there's my attempt at a Reshiphlosion deck actually working for once. I tend to be able to do fine with it, even though it is only 1 Typhlosion Prime and 2 Reshiram, but it works, and I can't complain about that. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.